Hello everyone, it's Unit 13 here on scene in Fort Lauderdale, giving you another update, a very important update on Hurricane Irma and the evacuation shelters. I was just watching a report on the local news where there's major confusion over some of the local shelters and people have been being turned away from the shelters. So what's important about that is the facts. Okay, we're going to stick to the facts. And here's what's going on with it. First of all, there's 20,000 people at this point that have been reported into the Dade County shelters. The way it's set up is that the Red Cross was the first responders for the shelters, and they came in and set up as many shelters as they could to their capacity. And then once those shelters fill up, then they call in the National Guard to open up the reserve shelters. And so what happened is the way it's been reported is that the Red Cross teams, who have all the experience with it, everything went smooth. And then the National Guard, who did not have experience with checking people into a shelter, they were having a difficult time because they're learning something new on the job right there. So that's why there was some major confusion. However, that is getting cleared up. Okay, and the managers were reported, let's just stick to some of the facts here. The managers were reporting that they were having difficulty with the procedures. And I believe that was the National Guard. And they were, if you're learning something new, it takes time to learn something new. Especially if they didn't have anyone experienced, let's say somebody from the Red Cross there to help guide them through it. It probably was a messy scene. So what's resulting is some people are opting to return back home into places of danger, and that's down here in Dade County. That's anywhere south, and in any of the evacuation zones. So, if they're returning back to these unsafe areas, it's just not a good idea. So I want this good information to get out there, that there are shelters available to these residents in the Miami-Dade County and the Broward County areas. What they need to do is look for that information. And the information here is, let me just look at my notes quickly here. Okay, the next thing I have in my notes to do is to switch over to these websites. If you're in the Miami-Dade County area, what you want to do is you want to go to this, you want to go to this Miami-Dade.gov emergency website, and there you will find current shelter information, whether a shelter is full or not, and it'll give you the address and the pertinent information on that shelter. That's what you need to do if you're in one of these danger zones. All right? And the reason that I say that is because, and let me go, before I finish, another place that you need to get over to is the Miami-Dade County Twitter address. If you get over to their Twitter page, you will get fresh updates on when a shelter is full, so that you can kind of go back through there and see if something's not matching up on the website. You will be able to see if something's current off of the Twitter page. Excuse me. So that's what I'm suggesting to Dade County residents, is that you get onto the Twitter page, and then you also go over to the Miami-Dade.gov emergency page. That will give you the most current information that you're going to get. You can rely on the news, but what I've been seeing is that it's not always accurate. And so the county is the best place to go to for the most accurate information. And the reason I'm saying this is because I've been responding to emergencies since the late 1970s. And I can tell you what, when somebody says something to you like this, when the county managers say, do not call 911 during a hurricane, we will not come get you. If that doesn't get the message across, nothing is. That means that they're not going to be able to respond. You understand? So, look at this. Here in Governor Scott orders evacuation for cities south of Lake Okeechobee as Hurricane Irma nears, because there's a dike up there that they think the water could blow over top. They could crest by the winds. And then here, Broward County expects extensive property damage and flooding. You need to get out of these evacuation zones. I mean, I've seen people staying in their trailers here. It's unimaginable, but they're doing it. So I just want to get this information out. Oh, the other thing is, let's get over to Broward County. If you're in the Broward County area, you can go to broward.org, hurricane pages, shelters. I'm going to print that. I'll have these things, these addresses also in print up on the web page so you can read them easier. Let's see what else. So, all right. So Broward County, on the Broward County shelters page, when you go there, you can find the latest information on their shelters. As you can see here on this page, I have up on the screen here. You can click on any one of those links there, and then it will open up and tell you what's going on at that location. All right. So remember that, and don't forget your pets. So if you're going to go to a shelter, remember you need to bring your own supplies. That's bedding, food, water, things for your pet. Anything that you need on a day-to-day basis, you have to supply it. So don't expect somebody else to do that for you. This is Unit 13 trying to bring you the most important and up-to-date and accurate information possible. If anything else comes up, I will bring it to you. All right, I'm out of here.